Don't be alarmed. It's only a laser sword fight. Don't be scared. It's only the Death Star destroying another world. Relax. It's only a movie, and it's all for fun. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Don't be startled. It's only the Jawas kidnapping another droid. Don't be frightened. It's only a barroom brawl in hyperspace. Never before in the history of movies has so much time and technology been spent just for fun. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Don't be alarmed. It's only the death breath of the Dark Lord. Don't be scared. It's only an Imperial cruiser making the jump to light speed. Relax. It's only a movie, and it's all for fun. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Don't be startled. It's only the Sand People. Don't be frightened. It's only a starship dogfight to save the universe. Never before in the history of movies has so much time and technology been spent just for fun. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. There is nothing new under the sun, but under the small green fourth moon of Yavin, there is quite a different story. Director George Lucas and 20th Century Fox present Star Wars. Luke Skywalker is on a daring mission to rescue a beautiful princess, and all he needs is a little help from his friends. Han Solo, space pirate, and Chewie, his giant Wookiee, C-3PO, human relations cyborg, and his counterpart R2-D2, and the mysterious Jedi Knight. Never before in the history of movies has so much time and technology been spent just for fun. Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
General Kenobi.
You remember last time, R2-D2 was sent by the lovely Princess Leia with an urgent message for Ben Kenobi.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
With a tiny rebel starship under heavy attack, R2 and C-3PO flee to the planet below. Will they make it? Will they find Ben Kenobi before Darth Vader finds them? Find out in the next thrill-packed commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Meanwhile, back on the rebel starship, the lovely Princess Leia is brought before the evil Darth Vader. Will he force her to tell the location of the rebel base? And what's to become of R2-D2 and C-3PO as they hurtle toward the desert planet of Tatooine? Find out in the next thrilling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Somewhere on the barren desert planet of Tatooine, our little hero R2-D2 and C-3PO are searching for Ben Kenobi. Suddenly, they're attacked and captured by the sinister yellow-eyed Jawas. Will they be sold for scrap? Will they escape to find Ben Kenobi? Find out in the next heart-stopping commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In our last thrilling commercial, old Ben Kenobi had just rescued young Luke Skywalker from the savage Tusken Raiders. It is now some time later as they discover the burned-out remains of a Jawa sandcrawler. Fearing the worst, Luke races for home in a desperate attempt to save his aunt and uncle. What will he find? Stay tuned for the next commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. When last we left Luke, Ben, R2, and C-3PO, they had gone to the Mos Eisley spaceport searching for a pilot who can take them to Alderaan. But once inside a murky bar crowded with bizarre aliens, Luke is attacked by a vicious killer. Can Ben Kenobi save the boy before it's too late? Will they find their pilot in time? Don't miss the next spine-tingling commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. With his faithful Wookiee companion, Chewbacca, by his side, Han Solo rockets the Millennium Falcon into space and steers a course for Alderaan. Then, with a flick of a switch, their starship leaps into hyperdrive and into a deadly confrontation with the evil Darth Vader and the Death Star. What's going to happen next? Find out in the next transcribed commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Nearing their destination of Alderaan,
Stand by, Chewie. Here we go. Cut in the sublight engines.
Han Solo brings the Millennium Falcon out of hyperdrive. But Alderaan is gone, and our heroes are being slowly drawn toward the Death Star. Is there no hope? Are they doomed before they even begin? Don't miss the next harrowing commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Cleverly disguised as Imperial stormtroopers, Luke, Han, and Chewie rescue the lovely Princess Leia from her prison. With her escape route blocked, Leia blasts a hole in the corridor and the four plunge headlong into a black tunnel that leads who knows where. Well, what new adventure awaits our heroes at the bottom of that tunnel? Don't miss the next fantastic commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. You remember last time, Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie found themselves trapped in a giant trash masher. Now, to their horror, the giant metal walls begin to close. Let's listen.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Will R2 and C-3PO turn off the machine in time? Will they escape? Find out when the next exciting commercial for Star Wars is on the air. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. As stormtroopers break down the door behind them, Luke and Princess Leia are trapped on the rim of a yawning chasm. As laser blasts flash about them, Luke throws a rope across the abyss and, taking Leia in his strong young arms, swings for the other side. But where are Han and Chewie? And what of Ben in his fight with the evil Darth Vader? Stay tuned for the next heroic commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. When last we saw Ben Kenobi, he stood in a darkened hallway, face to mask, with the evil Darth Vader. With their deadly lightsabers at the ready, the two step forward for their final battle. Meanwhile, Luke and Leia are attacked at the edge of a giant chasm. Can the old Jedi defeat the Dark Lord? Don't miss the next amazing commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In our last adventure, our heroes were ready to make their escape. Just then, Luke sees Ben cut down by the evil Darth Vader. And in a hail of laser blasts, our heroes sadly rocket away from the Death Star. Will they reach the rebel base? Will they live to fight another day? Don't touch that dial, for there's another commercial coming for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Free at last from the Death Star, Luke, Han, Leia, and Chewie hurtle toward the rebel base.
Here they come.
Then, from out of nowhere, they are attacked by Imperial fighters. With Chewie at the controls, Luke and Han man the guns and return the deadly fire.
Don't worry. We're all together.
Have our plucky heroes met their match? Don't miss the next pulse-pounding commercial for Star Wars. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Meanwhile, in another part of the galaxy,
Rebel base, 30 seconds. closing.
The rebel attack force is preparing for their last desperate assault on the Death Star.
All pilots to your station.
The pilots man their fighters, and the tiny squadron rockets off to meet their fate.
We're starting our attack run.
Can they destroy the deadly battle station? There's more to come in the next stirring commercial for Star Wars.
This is it.
Rated PG, parental guidance suggested.
This is it.
With one last chance for success, Luke Skywalker races his fighter down the long trench of the Death Star with Darth Vader in close pursuit.
I'm on the leader.
One last missile, one last try, and with the voice of Ben Kenobi in his mind,
Use the Force, Luke.
Luke pushes the button.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Star Wars, rated PG, parental guidance suggested.